One of the strangest things about meeting someone is that your mind starts writing long before it starts knowing. Not because you're naive, not because you're desperate, just because that's what minds do. They hate blank pages. You're standing in line for coffee. They look at you and smile. So, still the iced latte? You smile back. It takes less than a second. But somewhere inside you, a tiny sentence quietly appears. They really pay attention.
A few days later, they mention they've always wanted to visit Japan. For the briefest moment, you don't imagine Japan. You imagine the two of you there, walking through narrow streets, trying food neither of you can pronounce, laughing about getting lost. They never invited you. Your mind did.
You're walking through Target. You see a candle. Without thinking, they'd probably like this. You don't stop to wonder if they actually would. Your brain has already started filling in answers to questions nobody asked. They send you a song. You listen once, then again. By the third time, it doesn't feel like their song anymore. It feels like your song together. Nothing happened. But somehow, something did. You catch yourself saying, "when we go there," instead of, "if we ever go." You don't even notice the word changed, but your mind did. Sometimes,
Our language changes before our feelings realize they already have. Then they tell you one story. Maybe it's about growing up. Maybe it's about their parents. Maybe it's about a mistake they still regret. You drive home, feeling strangely close to them, as if one story unlocked the whole person. It didn't. It only felt that way.
that's how it begins. Not with certainty, with tiny moments. Your mind quietly stitches together until they stop feeling like moments and start feeling like proof. Proof they're thoughtful. Proof they're different. Proof they understand you. One memory becomes a personality. One conversation becomes emotional depth. One kind gesture becomes the future. And here's the part almost nobody notices. There comes a moment when you quietly stop discovering who someone is and begin protecting the person your own mind has been writing. Most people never notice the exact moment that happens. But once it does, almost everything you see after that starts confirming a story that may never have been true.
Here's the strange part. Your mind isn't trying to fool you. It's trying to finish the picture, give someone enough small moments, and your mind starts connecting them. Not because the lines are there, because unfinished stories feel uncomfortable. They remember your coffee order. Your mind quietly adds, they're thoughtful. They tell you they've started therapy. Your mind adds, they know how to communicate. Notice what just happened. None of those thoughts came from them. They came from you. You stop saying, I don't know. Without realizing it, you start saying, I know exactly what they're like. But do you? Or do you know the version of them your mind has been quietly rehearsing? A few real moments, and somehow they become one person, at least inside your head. Think about how quickly this happens. Your mind isn't lying. It's compressing, turning scattered moments into one simple story that's easier to carry. The problem begins when the story becomes louder than the person still standing in front of you. Because from that moment on, you're no longer meeting someone new. You're meeting the character. Your own mind already believes it knows. They cancel dinner. You don't ask, is this becoming a pattern? You think, they've just had a stressful week. Then something even quieter begins to happen. Someone asks, "So, what are they actually like?" And somehow, you answer with the version you hope is true. They're really thoughtful. They're just slow to open up. But listen closely. You're no longer describing what you've consistently seen, you're describing what your story has taught you to expect. Not because you're ignoring reality, because your mind is trying to protect. A story. Have you ever noticed how quickly one sentence can erase 10 uncomfortable moments? Eventually, 2 words become enough. I know. This is the moment. Almost nobody sees. You think you're giving someone the benefit of the doubt, but sometimes you're giving your own imagination one more chance to be right. By now, it probably sounds like your mind is creating something that isn't real, but that's not exactly what happens. Something quieter happens instead. The real person slowly gets less screen time. Imagine watching a movie where only your favorite scenes make the final cut. The rest become easier to forget. That's what your mind does. That's how stories are edited. And without realizing it, that's how people can be edited too. The night they made you feel completely understood becomes unforgettable. The 3 conversations that left you confused slowly blur together. The weekend you felt seen becomes the version of them you keep returning to, not because it happened more often, because your mind decided that scene mattered more. Love isn't blind, it's creative. It takes a few beautiful moments and gives them leading roles. Then it quietly turns everything else into background noise. 2 people can walk away, remembering the same relationship completely differently. One remembers what happened. The other remembers the story those moments became. And maybe that's the saddest part. Sometimes the person standing in front of you never really changed. Little by little, the character replaced the person, not because reality disappeared, but because your mind stopped giving it the main role.